Tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari holds strategic meeting with key members on EU-AU summit. Plus, Lagos State House of Assembly commends Governor Sanwo-Olu, task him on completion of rail projects. Good evening and thanks for joining us on NT Lagos Channel 10 News at 7. I am Fadike Oguntuashi. All is now set for the 6th EU-African Union Summit beginning on Thursday in Belgium. Consequently, President Muhammadu Buhari held a strategic meeting with key members of his delegation towards ensuring that Nigeria derives maximum benefit from the summit. State House correspondent Adam Musambo has the details.
The summit, expected to last 2 days, will present a unique opportunity to lay the foundations for a renewed and deeper AU-EU partnership with the highest political involvement based on trust and a clear understanding of mutual interest. African and European leaders are expected to discuss how both continents can build greater prosperity. The aim is to launch an ambitious Africa-Europe investment package taking into account global challenges such as climate change and the current health crisis. This meeting, summoned by President Muhammadu Buhari, is to decide Nigeria's position and strategies as well as areas of interest at the summit.
This president is going to focus on the roundtable on peace, security, and governance. That's obviously a very important area for us. We need EU support and assistance with funding. The African Union, for instance, has a peace fund. ECOWAS has anti-insurgency fund, and where we want $1 billion, and of course we're having some issues with governance. We heard today that France, for instance, is pulling out of Mali. So we need to engage with the EU to really support across the board all the efforts and strategies that we as a continent and also at the sub-regional level, ECOWAS, and at the national level, Nigeria, have in place for security challenges and for peace building.
Nigeria's interest is to have a stronger health system, not only in delivery, but also in preparedness and in capacity to manufacture and be more self-sufficient. We are asking for capacity to manufacture vaccines, to improve the basis for pharmaceuticals and local production of pharmaceuticals and even medical devices, so that we can be more self-sufficient. And also even commodities that we are using, like the masks we are wearing now, we don't necessarily want all of them to be imported, because in times of crisis it's difficult to be able to get your hand on personal protective equipment. So the opportunity of this outbreak is to strengthen your health system, the system itself, and also the industrial base that supports the health system.
Nigeria's interest is for us to get funding to be able to back our climate adaptation and mitigation measures. And if you recall, Nigeria and Africa included, we are not the greatest emitters. So it's a question of emitter pace. Is the industrialized world that has brought the climate crisis to this level. And we've been partnering with the EU, not only in climate change, but also in biodiversity conservation. Because climate change, dealing with climate change on one hand, and also dealing with biodiversity loss on the other hand.
Discussions also centered on the series of bilateral engagements to be held between President Muhammadu Buhari and other world leaders.
Considering our size as the largest economy, as also the most populous country on Africa, decisions taken on Africa certainly demands that Nigeria should be on the table, at least to present our case and then ensure that we're able to advance our interests. Mr. President is going to have a bilateral with the EU Commission President, and we expect that after that meeting there'll be some good news for the country. We're going to have some announcements and investments from the EU on certain areas, infrastructure, health, education, And then we also expect that we are also going to deepen relations with the European Union on a number of issues.
This is the first time in about 10 years a sitting president of Nigeria is visiting Brussels, headquarters of the European Union. From Belgium, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Members of the Lagos State House of Assembly have reinstated commitment to offer unflinching support to Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu with a view to ensuring the completion of the ongoing rail line projects across the metropolis. The legislators unanimously passed the resolution at the first plenary session of the Assembly for the year 2022 in Lagos. Musa Toliat has the report.
The Lagos State legislators believe the ongoing Red and Blue Line rail projects embarked upon by the Lagos State government remain the viable and sustainable solution to the incessant gridlock in several parts of the state.
Trains that way to go. People spend 4, 5, 6 hours every day, and it's only a responsible government that will ensure that those numbers of hours are reduced to the dearest minimum. So we are encouraging the case to do more, particularly this train issue. We ask to see to it that it is we ensure that the end of it comes during this administration.
They also comment on the expansion of jetties to accommodate more ferries for water transportation to thrive.
And he has equally acquired ferries to promote our people around Lagos State. This is monumental. In my constituency, constituency 1, majorly it used to be very difficult for us to get there. But with building jetties, people will be able to commute through waterways.
The plenary session, presided over by the Speaker, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, adopted recommendations of the report on State Mortgage and Property Amendment Bill 2021.
To standardize and enhance the mortgage property sector of the housing industry, which the essence law did not provide for, necessitated the amendment to the Mortgage and Property Law Cap 75, Law of Lagos State 2015.
The House of Assembly also deliberated on Lagos State Enforcement Training Institute Bill 2021 for the training of law enforcement officers and connected purposes. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
Senate has advised the Presidential Steering Committee on COVID-19 to deploy technology in detecting fake test results before foreign trips. This is one of the positions of the Senate committee investigating alleged fake COVID results in Nigeria. National Assembly correspondent Mubolaji Muribiri has the report.
This hearing is sequel to adoption of a motion at Senate plenary over allegations that Ghanaian authorities have tested Nigerians who traveled to their country positive for COVID-19, even after testing negative in Nigeria. Stakeholders on the subject matter took turns to intimate the committee on the journey so far on COVID-19 testing measures in Nigeria.
There are people who leave Nigeria who are determined and hell-bent on not following the protocol. They obtain fake results here, and therefore, when they arrive in other countries and they are tested, they can be positive.
The PSC in the last few months confiscated quite a number of international passports of some of the people that are found to have either violated some of these protocols, the PSC, NCDC, and of course they will go and work out a system that will leverage on technology that will eliminate the human error or what we are seeing in the system now.
Meanwhile, the committee also received submissions on 5 health-related bills aimed at improving the sector.
What we have inserted in it is that every hospital, public or private, shall receive for treatment with or without police clearance.
Give the eye hospital additional infrastructure and equipment so that they can increase the number of people that is served within that community and the environment.
This project will be one of your successful stories if established.
Much as these bills are desirable, we need to count the cost.
Both chambers of the National Assembly need to agree for the bills to be passed. From the National Assembly, Mobolaji Moribiri, NTA News.
Leaders, either appointed or elected, determine the fate of the economy and all issues that relate to the citizenry. This was emphasized at the gathering of APC members from the Southwest. Bengal Lady, after this.
The meeting, at the instance of the convener of Tinubu not-negotiable groups, deliberated on a new leadership structure for Nigeria and other issues that would improve the nation's democracy.
We are the pioneer movement who called out Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu to come and rescue Nigeria. Today, he has made unknown to all Nigeria and internationally that is contesting for presidency. And as such, our movement activities has achieved 75% of desired goal. So the next line of action is to sensitize Nigeria towards the need to vote.
A committee to push for success of APC aspirants in the 2023 general elections was inaugurated. The leader of Nigerian Reformation Unity Forum and All Referendum People's Movement, Honorable Mutiu Kunle Okunola, admonished the newly inaugurated members to put in their best.
Our movement is presenting them our certification that they have the capacity, health-wise, intellectually, to serve Nigeria.
Furthermore, he expressed concern towards the present insecurity problem in Nigeria, which he says can only be solved by determination and cooperation of all. In Lagos, Binga Oluiri, NTA News.
NTA Lagos Channel 10 News continues after this time out. Stay with us.
How to make a perfect bowl of love? A perfect blend of taste that brings every ingredient to life. The fusion of different spices. The unique aroma that rejuvenates your senses. The heart-warming deliciousness. And the satisfaction that comes from every bite, which makes you say, I love my Indomie. How to make a perfect bowl of love? A perfect blend of taste that brings every ingredient to life. The fusion of different spices. The unique aroma that rejuvenates your senses. The heart-warming deliciousness. And the satisfaction that comes from every bite, which makes you say, I love my Indomie. How to make a perfect bowl of love? A perfect blend of taste that brings every ingredient to life. The fusion of different spices. The unique aroma that rejuvenates your senses. The heart-warming deliciousness. And the satisfaction that comes from every bite, which makes you say, I love my Indomie.
When you think health and physical fitness, fun and business connect with Nigerian and international actors, golf is it.
I've been playing golf for almost 18, 19, 20 years from now.
I started playing golf in Ikoi Club, and later I got my handicap, and then I started playing tournaments. It helps me removing my stress. It's helping me to network with a lot of important and good people.
Golf is a game that brings people together. It's a global game, they say.
Join us as the second edition of Nigeria and International Community Golf Tournament tees off Sunday morning, February 13, 2022 at the Ikoi Club 1938. Come and be part of history. Come and experience new dimensions in life and business. Golf, game of love and friendship.
Thank you for staying with us. The strike by the Academic Staff Union of University ASU is already eating hard on students. Ingino John Adams, who was at University of Lagos to monitor the situation, reports that some of the students are worried that their academic calendar will be distorted.
3 days into the warning strike embarked upon by members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, to drive home their demands, academic activities are still paralyzed here in Unilag. To give us an update on the situation is the ASU chairman Unilag chapter, Dr. Dele Ashiru.
We gave notices, and when we discovered that nobody seemed concerned about the plight of university teachers, we had no choice but, to do what we're doing at the moment. The demand is principally two. The first is to sign that agreement, usher in a new salary structure for Nigerian university teachers, and secondly, take academic out of IPPIS and replace it with the University Transparency and Accountability Solution, a solution provided by our member to enable transparency and accountability in the university system. Once these two demands are met, our members are willing and ready to engage government on the next line of action.
I observed that there are few students on campus, some going to the library to read, while others are engaging in various social activities.
It's disheartening because I have my mates at the private university. Some have graduated, some have served, and here I am in the federal university. This is my 5th year, still counting, and I just hope it won't be the 6th.
Students have expressed optimism that the warning strike will be called off soon in order for it not to affect the 2022 academic calendar. In Lagos, Hingino, John Adams, Nta News.
And that's the news at 7. Binga Oloyede is standing by for the translation of the news in Yoruba. Good evening.
Ẹ kú àṣálẹ́, ẹ sì kú dédé àsìkò yìí. Àkójọpọ̀ ìròyìn ló ń dé sí etí ìgbọ́ yín láti iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìjọba àpapọ̀ tó wà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Gbénga Olóyèdè ni oníròyìn, ìròyìn rèé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́. Gbogbo ètò ló ti wà níkàlẹ̀ fún ti ètò àpérò 60 ti EU-AU African Union tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ lónìí ní ìlú Belgium. Lórí ètò ọ̀hún ni ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Muhammadu Buhari ti ṣe ìpàdé pẹ̀lú àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tí wọn yóò kó ipa pàtàkì tó ga jùlọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tí wọ́n yàn láti rí wípé àwọn ènìyàn orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà jẹ nínú ètò àpérò ọ̀hún. Akọ̀ròyìn ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí Adam Sambo tó jábọ̀ ìròyìn sọ wípé ètò ọ̀hún ló jẹ́ ọ̀kan pàtàkì tí yóò túbọ̀ fa ìbáṣepọ̀ tó múnádóko láàrin orílẹ̀-èdè yìí àti àjọ AU African Union láti túbọ̀ so okùn ètò okòwò lónírúurú le gbọ̀ngbọ̀n. Yàtọ̀ sí ìbáṣepọ̀ ní ẹ̀ka okòwò, bákan náà ni wọ́n jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ yìí pé ètò àpérò ọ̀hún ni yóò túbọ̀ kálékáko ní onírúurú ẹ̀ka lórílẹ̀-èdè yìí àti ní gbogbo ẹkùnlẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ lápapọ̀. Àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni wọ́n ti fọwọ́ sọ̀yà nínú akitiyan wọn láti kó ipa pàtàkì ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ọ̀gbẹ́ni Babájídé Sanwó-Olú láti rí wípé ó ṣe àṣeparí àwọn àgbékalẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ojú ọ̀nà ọkọ̀ reluwé tó ń lọ káàkiri agbègbè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Àwọn aṣòfin ọ̀hún ni wọ́n ti gbé àgbékalẹ̀ bí àlárere ọ̀hún yóò ṣe wá sí ìmúṣẹ níbi ètò ìjókòó àkọ́kọ́ tí wọ́n ṣe nínú ọdún tí a wà yìí ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Akọ̀ròyìn wa Musa Toliat tó jábọ̀ ìròyìn sọ wípé àwọn aṣòfin ilé ìgbìmọ̀ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó ni wọ́n ní ìgbàgbọ́ wípé àgbékalẹ̀ iṣẹ́ ojú ọ̀nà reluwé ti Red àti Blue Rain ti ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó dáwọ́lé ló jẹ́ ọ̀kan pàtàkì tí yóò fòpin sí òfin ìṣòro jásíkòtò jásí gegele tó súnkẹrẹ òǹfàkẹrẹ ọkọ̀ tó ń wáyé ní àwọn apá kan agbègbè ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Bákan náà ni àwọn aṣòfin ọ̀hún fẹnubà lórí ìmúgbòrò ẹ̀ka ọkọ̀ ojú omi láti lè túbọ̀ fààyè gba ọkọ̀ ojú omi kí iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe wọn lè túbọ̀ máa fò lókè lẹ́lẹ́. Ètò ìjókòó tàwọn aṣòfin ọ̀hún tí agbẹnusọ ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó Honourable Mudashiru Obasa ṣe olùkárí rẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti gba àgbàwọlé àkọsílẹ̀ ìwé ìlànà òfin ti ọdún 2021 tí yóò fààyè gba àwọn olókòwò láti túbọ̀ kó ipa pàtàkì wọn nínú okòwò dúkìá ṣíṣe. Bákan náà ni àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ilé-ìgbìmọ̀ aṣòfin tẹ́wọ́ gba lẹ́tà láti ọ̀dọ̀ tàwọn ìgbìmọ̀ tó béèrè fún ìṣàyẹ̀wò tàwọn akọ̀wé àgbà mẹ́ta tí wọ́n yàn láti ọ̀dọ̀ àjọ tàwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀. Irú àwọn olórí tí wọ́n yàn tàbí tí wọ́n fi ìbò gbé wọlé nìkan ló lè fún àwọn ènìyàn ìlú ní irú ipò tí ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti àwọn ohun mèremère òmíràn tó ní ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn ènìyàn ìlú yóò dúró lé lórí. Gbólóhùn ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ló jẹ jáde níbi ètò àpapọ̀ tàwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú APC láti ẹkùn South West tó wáyé ní ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ètò ìpàdé ọ̀hún tí olùdarí àwọn ẹgbẹ́ alátìlẹyìn fún olóyè Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu láti di ààrẹ ní ọdún 2023 tó ń bọ̀ wá ni wọ́n ṣe ìjíròrò lórí bí ó ṣe ṣe pàtàkì tó láti ní aṣáájú tuntun tó lè mú àtúntò tó gbèǹgédé dé bá onírúurú ètò fún ìlọsíwájú ìgbéga ètò òṣèlú àwarawa ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Níbi ètò náà ni àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ APC ẹkùn ti South West ti béèrè fún olùdíje tó tó gbangbásùn lọ́yẹ́ fún ètò ìdìbò ọdún 2023 níbi tí wọ́n ti ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tí yóò túbọ̀ mú kí àlárere ọ̀hún wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Aṣáájú tàwọn ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún Honourable Mutiu Kúnlé Okunola túbọ̀ gba àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ tí wọ́n yàn ní ọ̀rọ̀ ìyànjú láti túbọ̀ máa tẹ̀síwájú iṣẹ́ àti ìgbésẹ̀ takuntakun wọn kí àṣeyọrí yíyan olórí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí fún ti ọdún 2023 mú èso rere jẹ jáde. Tọ́ àsòjì lórí tàṣálẹ̀ yìí Bámidélé Yewenu ti wà níkàlẹ̀ láti mú ìyókù ròyìn wá fún ilé èdè Ògùn. Gbẹ̀ngà Olóyèdè ń kí yín èrè o.
Mechele mi kudo weja ibo puta san gbe tan ewe le son le ho àwọn to eti to to yosho yin ni mi tan yin Yewenu Bámidélé to din vi ewe ti to din aro mo ma isi tin chiro poto EU podo EU to po le na wa yi to Belgium yin aisi tin to egbe we podo yi kado si ayin we meyin to gboga Muhammadu Buhari ko yiro meyin nukoto de na no nukona isi lo son to mitome le ni mo te do yan nde yeje ye kambio ni mo to yi nukan yi ma so na yin do ayi sisi na so yin do ye si ayin bo otomi to ma mo dagbele to eme we ye do we ne we me yin nukan to le no fi lo bo yin le shato Adamu Sambo en do gona mi do ye na kambio do gbon akwe si alogona da do mo ro mlo otito le bi to yi nisin na do mo mlo ayigba mi to ma so gbe na nu le to jehon nyara kama so na yin to ayigba loji mo je ira mo mlo ayigba natin na me you sin ayigbaji do wa West Africa kaka do wa bio to mi ton le me ni tehe me yin o 50 le to àwọn ayigbaji le yo tun alo akondin bo sodo oho do yele na gbo alo na me yin Ayimatenga Babajide Sanwo-Olu na do mlo orayi si ayirole ededi na do bai to tolome era yin we na ipe pon tolome bi ora so indo yi na mo bai bo asanlo na so vo bo e ma do yi na bai dora apode mo ja ye so do na mlo osin na do gbon osin si ayiro podo o toji npo dora yin we na so mo ajirika tego na do mlo nzoni yizogo to tolome de no to tukla mele to ayoji era so yin we na de alopo eyin okole Musa Toli ati hen wa to pinu channel ni pe to oyede ye do ho do gbon we ma de ye imo yi na do mlo nkan ti na me aton de yin we kan to do gbon lenu mele ton meyin nkan to de mi de odo de ye ivo do depo ni mi dagbe ena de kebo nkan yi dagbe natin na ajo wiwa ototo olome ewe yin hode yedo wenu emeyin APC gbevile to òwe yìí họ àyọ̀rọ̀ yìí gbà jítan lẹ̀ yìí sí àyín gbẹ̀ngà olóyèdè wẹ̀hẹ̀ gìgọ̀dọ̀gọ̀ dọ̀tọ̀ àyí sísìn lọ jíwẹ̀ yìí dọ̀ òhódọ̀ mlọ̀ mẹ́ẹ̀náyìn nùkọ́tọ́ lẹ́yìn Tinubu sí ògbẹ́ lẹ́yìn nánà tètò gbódò náà lẹ́yìn adómọ̀ mlọ̀ nùkọ̀ yìí tí iná ò nídàzé nàdóyìn nùkọ́tọ́ tó gbólọ́tàn yìí lẹ́lẹ́ pé tó gbé mọ́jà yìí sọ sàmẹ̀rẹ̀ pí nàdómọ̀ mlọ̀ àsán ìwà iná lòdò nàdó gbọ́lọ̀ náà mẹ̀ nà blavo dóyè òtẹ̀dé pépé mẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀dọ̀ ìdúrà mọ̀ nùkàn yìí ẹnẹ̀wẹ̀ yìí mẹ̀ ní nùkàn tọ́ ògbẹ́lẹ̀ cháìdé lẹ́kúrẹ́ tán mẹ̀mẹ̀ súnù mutí òkúnlé okùn ọlá lófẹ̀ ìyẹ́ òlé tó fẹ́rẹ̀ lẹ́lọ̀ yìí nímọ̀rọ̀ yìí wà sán gànjí nàdó mọ̀ nùkàn yìí tì bọ̀ mẹ̀ yìí sọ́kòdó lẹ́yìn Tinubu dódásọ́mọ̀ dọ́mlọ̀ émilẹ̀jẹ̀ àsìkòjí mọ́jáwá yẹn sọ́dọ̀ hó dógbọ̀n nùrẹ́ máa nà tó dánú ìwà mẹ tito oto gbolọmẹ dọmi mẹ bidona kwan lọ dọpọ gbọmọlọmọlọ nùwẹ nà lẹ bí yín nùrẹ mí sùhàn dó ẹ máa ó gan létò kò ìjà ehe yẹn mi tán yẹwẹ nú bá mi dé ndọ èsì ntọ fún.
Nta Channel, station for excellence.